This knocks once and is answered by four. Humanity has failed. Must start again. Let fear of the void.
Hello and welcome. This is my second video guide, this time for Frozen Locus Shattering monk. This character ended up pretty strong, I would say. I just cleared Arbiter of Arts +4. I'm running the 17 plus maps with full boss tree, Delirium, Ritual, Breach, you name it, and with Deadly Evolution on top. I think I died 10 times, level 91. I cleared Zest +4. You can farm it pretty easily with this build. Simulacrums, pretty rippy I would say, so I do not recommend running, but you can do it. Trial Masters, Sekima Trial, very easy. Arbiters, very easy, you name it. So, how do I build it? Let's start with defenses, as always. This is pretty standard evasion energy shield hybrid, just like all monks, I would say. We've got a little bit of block from our staff, a lot of evasion and a lot of physical damage reduction, because we are Invoker and we get a lot of physical damage reduction from our evasion, but is converted to armor, basically. On top of that, we'll be using Wind Dancer to give us more evasion per stack. Basically, 21% more evasion per one stage, for 84%. Ghost Dance. After we're getting hit, we will lose one stack of Ghost Shroud and restore our energy shield equal to 5% of our evasion. So basically it will be around, I would say 500, a bit more. And Grim Fist, what will give us energy shield after we're killing mobs. It's very useful in maps or simulacrums, where you can kill a lot of monsters, and basically you will double your energy shield and will get energy shield to sustain that way. So we're getting basically evasion and ES on our gear. Main piece is chest armor, body armor, gives us a lot of evasion and energy shield. Energy shield on the helmet and the boots. My gear is not great, but it's not bad either. I would say it's relatively cheap compared to other monks, and you can do all the content in the game with it pretty easily. So this ends our defense section, basically, because there's nothing to talk about, really. So let's start explaining how this build works offensively. We're using two skills for dealing damage. It's Frozen Locus, which you can get on level 1 as quite a tough skill. We're using it for a single target. Basically, you will place Ice Crystal on the ground and jump back, and then this crystal will get hit by you with your attacks. Or monsters, it will explode and deal damage around itself. It deals a lot of damage, so basically I'll have right now around 2 million damage. You can get hits for around 4.5 million damage against Arbiter of Ash +4, for example. I just did this fight earlier. This skill does not scale with our weapon, so our weapon damage does nothing basically. So our weapon is basically a stat stick, just like my Magma Bearer build previously. So you don't care about physical damage on the staff at all. The only thing you care is elemental damage of attacks and plus level to melee skills, basically. My main goal is to scale melee gems level to high degree, so we get level 36. It deals a lot of base cold damage and a lot of attack damage as well, so we have 2700% attack damage. It's a lot. It also got a lot of crit base. It's 13% critical hit chance base. And we're crit build. That's all for single target. For the AoE, we're using Shattering Palm. It got the same principle. It does not deal weapon damage at all. It does base cold damage based on the gem level. And got 11% critical hit chance. That's great. This 500 to 800 critical damage is for melee strike only. This one, for example. Then you hit the target, you will create a wave of frost, which will cover all enemies in like chunks of frost, and then these chunks of frost will take damage. It will explode and deal a lot of explosion damage. Actually, it's 700 attack damage with a lot of base cold damage. This is our main clear ability. We're also using Herald of Ice, or I would say it's mostly for our cold damage buff from the tree. So we got 24% here and 50% cold damage here. But basically, it's just a buff. It also works really well with Shattering Palm because it will create an explosion which will damage the ice crystal from Shattering Palm and explode them as well. A little bit of chain. We are not using interaction with Unique Ring, but will clear a lot of mobs around you because Herald of Ice damage is your weapon damage, and we do not really care about weapon damage at this build. We do not deal a lot of damage that way. So it's just for the buff. It does not even get damage supports. It's only got cold exposure from people hits. That's our two main ability for the damage. Also, we are using Hand of Chiula to apply Sniper's Mark for the single target bosses, for example. We're also using Perfusion to give us power charges. We're using Resonance on the tree, which allows us to get power charges instead of friendly charges. And we're using these power charges for one reason, actually. And it is Charging Fusion. Charging Fusion will consume one power charge every 5 seconds and give us 90% more critical hit chance, while we have another power charge. So basically it gives us a lot of crit. And also we're using Combat Frenzy to generate power charges while we're mapping. Because I don't really want to apply Hand of Chiula on every map pack. It's far easier to just freeze them and generate power charges this way. I do not use Tempest Bell currently, but you can use it and you should use it if you got Unset Ring, because I don't have skill slots. But if I do, I will just put Tempest Bell somewhere here and will deal a lot of more damage against a single target that way. I think that Grim Fist is much better in terms of survivability. So you don't need really more damage in this build right now. That's it for the skills. Actually, no, let's check our support gems. For the Frozen Locus, we're using Conk Effect to deal more damage. We don't really care about area because we're using the skill point blank, basically. Plus level to gems. Elemental Focus to deal more elemental damage. We cannot freeze with this ability, but we don't really need it. and it's a good support gem for damage. It doesn't decrease our mana cost of a skill. Primal Armament for more elemental damage. This actually works because it doesn't deal weapon elemental damage on the skill itself, but it will scale with this gem just as well. And Cold Infusion to give extra cold damage. Basically, that's it. The main problem with this skill is the mana cost. It's very high. So as you can see, it's 658 mana. That's a lot. We need a lot of mana to sustain it, and we got a lot of mana cost passives on a tree. Let's see. So we get Anoint here for Mental Fatness for 15% reduced mana cost. Reduce mana cost here for 10% here, and I think there is one more somewhere. Here for 8%, for 60% here. That's basically it. We can also get this node without an anoint, and then go for the warrior section here for 10% reduced cost here, and convert our mana cost to life. But I don't think you really need it if you got a lot of mana and a lot of mana regen. This is the main problem of the build. We will solve it through our gear. So right now it will cost me almost 400 mana. So without just spam it, I will do pretty good. So you don't really want that. Let's talk about here. This build is pretty cheap, I would say, for what it does. At least comparable. Weapons are really cheap. I've got this weapon for 85x. I would say it's a steal, basically. It's a perfect base. We need base with block chance. No, we not really need it, but it's great to have 50% block, basically, to get more defenses. 3 rune slots for the 90% more increased elemental damage attacks. It's great. More for equipics for 121. We don't care about physical damage or accuracy at all because it doesn't work. We need +7 to level of all melee skills, and I would say it's pretty nice to get mana per enemy killed. It really helps with sustain in maps. And you can also get int or dex as well, because it's basically convertible from each other, because you can respec your dex to int and vice versa. I can show you how to find this weapon, for example. It's very cheap. Let me show you. So we can get this query from the site. 1x. You can get this stuff for the 5x. Very cheap. Nobody really uses this weapon for monks. I don't know why, because maybe all builds actually using weapon damage, and we do not. So let's check other. Our main defensive slot is our chest. We need a lot of evasion and energy shield. This chest actually cost me, I think, 1 divine. It's pretty nice. You should look for the high evasion and energy shield. I would say resists, int, dex, maybe life on top of that. Something useful. Because we are Invoker, we will get a lot of spirit from the chest. We're getting spirit from evasion rating and energy shield on equipped body armor. And we need a lot of spirit in this build to sustain all our spirit reservation abilities. Helmet. Again, I recommend using Energy Shield base because we get Subterfuge Mask, which gives us 2 evasion per 1 maximum Energy Shield. So this helmet gives us 844 evasion rating, which is nice. I would say you can look for accuracy. We need a bit of accuracy to really make it work for the Frozen Locus. Because Frozen Locus care about accuracy and Shattering Palm do not, because can be evaded. Again, int resistance, something like that. Gloves. I do not use Hover, and I do not recommend use Hover because it's worse than rare gloves for this build. We need +2 level to all melee skills. I recommend you also get mana, a bit of evasion, magic shield, and resists. Belt. Just get belt with life, mana, some resist. It will be perfect to get charm slots because I only have 1. And I got immunity to freeze charm. I would say you can also get anti-stun charm as well as a second option. And it will be perfect to get both. Boots. Also, this helmet I think cost me 2 divines. Gloves, I think 2 or 3 divines as well. Boots was mine. It was lucky draw for Arbiter. Great movement speed, and the shield resists, something like that. Amulet, another important piece. I would say go for the increased evasion, ES, mana, +3 level of all melee skills is mandatory. You can get resist as well. Mana regen, great. Rings, cold damage, resists, evasion, mana. I think this ring cost me about 1 div, 1 divine. Amulet was 80x, I think. This ring I crafted myself. That was pretty lucky. I would say it will be better to get cold damage compared to physical damage through attacks. Because we got a lot of flat damage already and we need percentage. Life, mana. Mana is really high on this ring. It's 270 with quality. And resists. That's basically it. I would say it's pretty cheap comparatively to other monks. You don't really need more than that. My flasks are trash. I don't really do anything with that. It's just white mana flask. I don't really use it. What next? I've got a couple of jewels. Something like maximum energy shield, critical damage bonus, critical hit chance. It was lucky drop. Prism of Belief for the local skills. I think it's right now it's pretty cheap. I bought it for, I would say it was 80x. Let's check how much it costs right now. Locus +3. It's 80x right now. It's pretty cheap. You can get one. If it will not grow in cost anytime soon. I also got against Darkness Jewel. I think it was pretty costly. It's around 4 divines. I just need Chaos Res to cap it, because I don't have many Chaos Res in my gear. And increased mana, it's always nice for the small nodes. And this jewel for crit chance and metal damage. You don't really need cold pen, it's just there. And that's basically it for the gear. I would say another cost that you should know is gems itself. Level 20 gems I think was around 130x, and perfect Jewel all was around 300x at the time. We can check, I think. How much it will cost? Yeah, it's around 400x. A bit pricey, but yeah. You don't really need it for the Shattering Pal. You can get it, but it's not really worth it. Let's quickly check our links again. Punk Effect, Cold Mastery, Elemental Focus, Primal Armament, Cold Infusion. Wind Dancer, Clarity, great. Maim for the knockback while we get hit. You don't really need Herbalism, just I got Spirit for it. You can remove it for extra Spirit if you don't have it. Hand of Chiula, Inspiration is great to reduce mana cost. Profusion for the Sniper's Marks. I would say this, if you don't have a lot of decks, just use low level Curse. I've got level 12. Make sure you get quality, if it will give you 15% more critical damage bonus. Shattering Palm, quality as well. Ice Bite, really great for the map clearing. Gives us a lot of damage for the Frozen Locus as well. Martial Tempo, more attack speed. Magnified Effect for more area, and Glaciation for freeze build up. Herald of Ice, you can get anything you want, really. I got Colin Strike and Blind. Chain Fusion is nothing. Ghost Dance, Cannibalism, Precision, and Fast Forward. And that's basically it for the links. Let's talk about tree. There's nothing really to talk about. You can get into skill speed with bonus, attack speed, cast speed, go into crit, more crit. This notes for the reduced mana cost of skills is very important. You should get all of them. Basically this one through an anoint on the amulet, and this one as well. You really need it for the mana. More defense stuff, defense as well here. More mana regeneration rate as well as stats, movement speed, great. Again, mana regeneration rate with skill speed, very helpful. More crit, more damage. Crit notes as well. We need this for the power charge generation, very important. More defense here, crit here. Damage while affected by Herald of Ice. We're doing exclusively cold damage, so this is good. Crit here, and this is unarmed cluster. It will help us with area for our Shattering Pal, and also it's very cool note for the increased maximum dash distance. So basically we can dash through a whole screen to the farthest enemy on the screen with our Shattering Pal. Very helpful. Let's talk about Ascendancy real quick. We're Invoker, so we have two rays for the Spirit from equipment. Spirit from body armor, I would say. Your equipment will not give you Spirit, so your amulet, for example, will not work. Protect me from harm, as I said earlier, gives you a lot of armor from your evasion. You can go here for the extra cold damage, or you can go Faith of the Choice for the meditate to increase your Ender Shield, double your Ender Shield basically in the boss fights, I would say, because Grim Fist will not work there. But I don't really need it, so I'm using this one for damage. And very important is Thunderbar enemies for the crit chance ignores non-negative enemy master elemental resistances, so we don't need to invest in the penetration on the tree. That's it. For leveling, you can go here and here first for the first two levels for damage. Maybe the third one will be here. And then when you got spec into crit, you can inspect this one for the Thunderby enemies. And the fourth slots, I would say you can go into protecting from harm. Or you can inspect damage nodes for the more defenses. It's up to you. That's it. For the leveling stuff, leveling on this monk is very, very, very easy. It's broken. I would recommend you just using this stuff. It's very cheap. Just insert all cold damage nodes, I would say. 3 runes for the 6 to 10 cold damage. And for the tree, just go straight here into skill speed and then got all into the strength nodes. Just strength into here and then here for the quarterstaff nodes here. Because strength gives us 5 strength gives us 10% increased damage, and you can stack a lot of strength and flat damage from your rings and your unique items. For example, I can give you great examples for the level 1 character. Hordes of Bindon is awesome. It gives you ration hit and 28 strength. 28 strength is almost 60% increased damage for this build, for the leveling. You can also get Blackheart Ring for the lot of damage as well. This is legacy version. I think you can get a new version with a lot of damage. Yeah, this one is better. Just get a lot of flat damage from your gloves, from your rings, and strength from the equipment. You can also use these gloves. It requires level 6, but it will give you ability to equip support gems and any gems based on your strength. So you can just stack strength with Pillar of the Caged God and don't really care about int or dex for the other stuff. You can get equipment with dexterity, for example, Fox Shade, level 1, for the attack speed as well. You can use basic attack for till you get Ice Strike, and then just use Ice Strike to level till maps basically. I used it to level 65 until I got this stuff, and then I switched into Frozen Locus and Shattering Power. Until then, you just will kill everything with Ice Strike very, very, very quickly. On level 2, I've got 400 DPS from my basic attack. You can just one-shot, two-shot bosses in the campaign just with your basic attack that way. It's very, very fast to leveling. And I think that's it for the guide. If you got any questions, you can ask in the comments. You can also check my other build. It's Magma Barrier Warbringer and Infernalist Rapid Shot.
Winter prevails.
If you want. They're pretty fun. And I will do something else in the next week probably. I've got a few ideas for the Witch Hunter, for example, that I wanted to try. And I think that's it. Stay safe and have fun. Bye.